Hey guys, today I'm going to explain how I killed this buck last year while hunting extremely pressured private land. The tactic I used to kill this buck can be used on public or private land, and I specifically targeted this buck with pressure from knowing where he bedded and knowing where he fed. And I'll go over in another video, in this same video, on explaining in a Google aerial of what he did and how I was able to kill him. Alright guys, now we're back to the aerial topo of explaining how I killed this buck. Today we're using Google Earth. I decided to use this because I can graph out everything about this buck kill. Now the first thing that we have is we have this buck's bed right here. I knew this buck was bedded here from the scouting that I did post and pre-season. I followed his tracks back into this bed, and here's his food source, the corn and the sugar beets that we had planted here, and here's my tree stand. Now as you might be able to see, this is all marshy cattails with some tamarack islands here and there. So this is very similar to a public land setting, but it is private land. Now this private land parcel gets hunting pressure on all angles and sides. We own just north of here, and right here is our neighbors. Now what this buck did, and what we had seen him do from previous encounters with this buck, is he would get up from his bed and he would enter the cornfield right here, right in front of my stand. But what a lot of big bucks do during gun season is they don't take that direct route into the field. What they'll do is they'll go around and they'll enter a field a totally different way. Now what's strange with this buck is that when he was walking this way, the wind was coming straight from the west, and he was walking with the wind at his back, which I thought was very strange. But from scouting the week before the season, I knew that this buck's tactics did not change because he was still coming out into the field the same way. And since the pressure of gun season pushed him into the cattails, I knew he was going to be here, and I was able to successfully kill him on opening day of the 2013 gun deer season. So in conclusion, what we have here is when bucks get pressure, such as it was gun deer season, a lot of times what these big bucks will do is they will relate to the cattails. You can't see it very well, but this is actually a very small tamarack island, but it is surrounded by cattails. These little tamarack islands are like magnets to deer that are receiving pressure. And when you get a food source that's relatively close to where these deer are bedded, that can be, that's definitely where they're going to be feeding. Now if we do this little ruler app that we have, my stand is approximately 165 yards away from this buck's bed. But what deer do is they have a staging area. Now this buck had a relatively large staging area. And what a staging area is I believe that there is no such thing as a nocturnal buck. You can kill any buck that's on a property. You just have to know where he's bedded and where his staging area is. A buck gets out of his bed well before legal shooting light is over. What they do is they get up and they rub trees and they just do their natural browse, and they get to a certain point, and right as the sun hits, that's when they go into a field. Now a lot of guys think that a field edge is where the bucks stage. Now that may be true, but 99% of the time a big buck isn't going to do that. So what you have to do is you need to find where that buck's staging area is, and you need to set up right outside of it. This tree was the closest tree that I could get a stand into while still being able to survey the rest of the cornfield. This buck actually showed up. He didn't really stage because I saw him get up from his bed and I saw him walk right up to me, and I ended up shooting him right here. So in conclusion, what we can kind of decide from is that pressured deer, and they go to the cattails and they go to those islands, and if you can find where those islands, where they're bedded and what trails they're using to get to their food source, you should have no problem killing a buck this season. And this is all factored in to how much you scout. The more you scout, the better understanding you have of a certain area, and the better opportunity you have of figuring out these bucks. So I hope that this video was helpful. I hope that you public land hunters get something out of this. And if you guys like the video, please give me some likes. It helps other people find these videos. And if you like this video and the rest of my channel, feel free to subscribe and comment.